Hi, I'm Sandy. I'm with the Dwight Foster Public Library, and I just want to remind you to get your stack of books for the long weekend coming up. This is currently what's at my bedside table. I have always a couple fiction novels going as well as a nonfiction. I just started Codenamed Helene, and this is by Ariel Lawhan, and it's about young woman who is a spy during the Second World War. And this is based on a true story, a woman named Nancy Wake, who was born in New Zealand, raised in Australia, and at 16 moved to Europe, lived in France and England, and she was a journalist and observed the Nazi regime coming to power in the late 30s. And she then eventually becomes a spy. And it's a fascinating story, and I love historical fiction based on this true person. It's fun to go back then and read up about Nancy Wake, but I think you'll enjoy this Codenamed Helene. I recommend that. I'm also reading, I always have one nonfiction going, and this is Drinking in America, Our Secret History by Susan Cheever. And it's fascinating to see the impact alcohol has had on our history as a country, starting with the Mayflower. And I had no idea they had beer on board for every man, woman, and child. Just some interesting stories, and it's also interesting to see how this pendulum swings from heavy consumption to then prohibition, and watch that pendulum swing in America. So if you'd like a little nonfiction read, this one is really interesting. I'm also, actually I've just finished this romance novel. This is 7 Letters by P.J. Moninger, and this is a story that takes place in Ireland, Canada, and America, North America. And this young woman, Kate, goes to Ireland to, she's a professor, and she's on a sabbatical there to study the narratives of the people who lived on the Blasket Islands, which are on the west coast of Ireland, a place I was not familiar with. And this is also based on a historical event. In 1953, the remaining people who lived at the Blasket Islands were moved to the mainland, and Kate is there to research that community and their stories, and she falls in love, and it's a story of their relationship and the stories she comes to know of the people of the Blasket Islands, and it was a wonderful read. So I hope you'll find something of interest for yourselves at the Dwight Foster Public Library. If you should need any help, be sure to let us know. We're happy to assist in finding you a novel or a nonfiction title that might just give you some hours of pleasure on your long weekend. Thank you.